We are less than a week away from Rex Heuerman's sentencing, and Newsday has exclusive info on who will not be in that courtroom. You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Newsday is investigating Long Island's illicit massage industry. Critics say despite hundreds of police raids, there has been little impact in stopping the sex trade. Investigative reporter Sandra Petty has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
It is 9 in the morning on a weekday. Newsday cameras captured two women being dropped off at a no-name spa in Hicksville, a spa that's been repeatedly raided by authorities. Within 2 hours, two men quietly go in the back door of the spa.
They're everywhere.
Some of the spas that profit from the illegal sex trade have set up shop along this stretch of Jericho Turnpike in the town of Huntington. Authorities have raided 18 spas in the last 3 years in this stretch.
I had no idea. I didn't even know what they were doing there.
In one case in Selden, a few doors down from a mixed martial arts studio and a hair salon, authorities raided a foot spa and charged one person with prostitution.
It's amazing, like in your own neighborhood, how things pop up like this.
We see them in Nassau County. They're all over. They're in New York City. They're in Suffolk. But they are in every town. Court records, police reports, and press releases reveal Long Island has become a hub for massage spas that deal in sex. Police and investigators in several towns have raided more than 200 spas on Long Island over the last 5 years. More than 300 women have been charged. Arrests have skyrocketed more than 1,200% island-wide. The women arrested often face charges like unlicensed massage, a felony, or prostitution, a misdemeanor. Authorities say they rely mostly on complaints from neighbors for information. One business owner has sent police pictures of used condoms he finds in his parking lot. This foot spa in Huntington was shut down in April. Judy Morrison says she called the police.
It grosses me out so bad to even think about it. I would like to see them permanently closed down.
That didn't happen. Well Spa was open the next day. Typically, these illegal spas are located on busy stretches of road, like this one, Broadway in Hicksville. At least 7 have been raided along this stretch, including this one you see on the right with no name. That one's been raided 3 times, and even though it's been raided 3 times, it's still open. How do we know that? We've seen people go in the back door. Authorities liken their enforcement actions against the illegal activities to a game of whack-a-mole.
They go, they get out the next day, out, no bail, and then they're gone. So there's no real penalty to it.
We are looking to prosecute the traffickers, the owners or the managers of these massage parlors.
The third charge is that
towns across Long Island have been trying to crack down on illicit massage parlors.
You just don't want those terrible things going on in your community, you know? Nobody wants to think that people are being victimized on a daily basis where they live, in their backyard.
For Newsday TV, I'm Sandra Petty.
Now, to read more about this story, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And a driver has pleaded guilty in a drunk driving crash that killed a Nassau police officer.
I'm hoping that today's actions speak very loud and clear to everyone that Matthew has taken prompt, quick, total responsibility for his reckless actions here.
42-year-old Patricia Espinoza was killed when she was driving to work. Matthew Smith was indicted in 19 charges in the crash. In just a moment, we'll hear from the PBA about the ruling. And only in Newsday, Rex Heuerman's ex-wife says she will not be at his sentencing next week. Asa Ellerup's attorney says she's not going to attend out of respect for the victims and their families. Heuerman will be sentenced to life in prison after he admitted to killing 8 women in the Gilgo Beach case. And groundbreaking will begin this weekend for the 2nd largest mosque on Long Island.
The features are prayer halls, libraries, food pantries, and the most exclusive item is the NBA-sized basketball court.
There are currently 40 mosques on Long Island. The new Shirley location will take up 34,000 square feet along William Floyd Parkway. And home prices in Nassau County have hit a record high. New data from one key MLS shows the median sale price of a single-family home in Nassau County hit $890,000 in May. In Suffolk, that number was a little more than $718,000. Now, this comes as the average 30-year mortgage rate has risen to nearly 6.5%. All right, let's take a quick look at tomorrow's weather. It was a sticky one today. We're supposed to have some rain tomorrow in the evening. Temps will be near 90. Of course, we'll have that 7-day forecast for you later in the broadcast. First in Newsday, a driver has pleaded guilty in a crash that killed a Nassau County police officer. Andrew Anger has this story.
Nassau police officer Patricia Espinoza was killed in a car crash on her way to work January 31st. The driver of the car that hit her, then 20-year-old Matthew Smith, has now pleaded guilty. Prosecutors say his blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit. Smith's attorney says his client is trying to take responsibility.
We hope that by doing this in a quick fashion to prevent the Espinoza family from having to come to court repeatedly and having to endure a trial.
You could hear sobbing in the courtroom.
Newsday Courts reporter Grant Parpan was sitting near Espinoza's family as Smith pled guilty to aggravated vehicular homicide, manslaughter, aggravated vehicular assault, and aggravated driving while intoxicated charges. He will be sentenced to 7 1/3 to 22 years in prison.
That's a tick under the maximum sentence of 8 1/3 to 25 years.
Police officers packed the courtroom. Their union president says Espinoza's family and the department will never be the same.
This family is destroyed. You want to talk about closure? There's no closure. Patty is gone forever.
Before the crash, prosecutors say Smith had visited multiple bars, even though he was underage and was driving recklessly.
Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney hopes the Smith case sends a message to young people and all drivers to make better decisions before getting behind the wheel.
If you don't act with responsibility, they'll have consequences, and you will bear those consequences.
Tierney added he is willing to support police agencies in the county with any increased DWI enforcement.
I've spoken to those folks who are in charge of those agencies, of course, and you're going to find that that's exactly what they have in store for this summer.
Smith will be sentenced July 20th. In Riverhead, Andrew Enger, Newsday TV.
New data says the cost of living on Long Island is rising, and we're about to pay more at the grocery store and gas pump. Newsday's Sherry Einhorn and James T. Medore tell us why.
If you've bought gas or groceries anytime recently, you've probably seen prices are high. We've all seen it. I'm here with Newsday business reporter James T. Medore, who's going to give us the very latest inflation numbers for our area. And James, you told me it's not great news, right?
No. Gasoline prices rose 46.8% in May, year over year. That's the fastest rate of growth in nearly 4 years, and follows double-digit increases in gasoline prices in April and in March.
Now, because gas prices are high, what does that mean for other parts of our economy?
We rely on gasoline and diesel fuel in particular to deliver goods and services to consumers. So everything you're buying in the store had to get delivered. Therefore, the prices of those products go up because the fuel needed to deliver them to the store went up.
What else is impacted on Long Island?
The other major area is residential rent. Residential rent in the New York metropolitan area rose 4.4% year over year in May. That compares to 2.9% year over year nationwide. So rents are rising faster in the New York area than nationwide.
And so overall, the number for Long Island is what?
Overall, the inflation rate is 5.1%. And economists tell me that's a tipping point. That shows Long Islanders are really feeling the pain. It would be far better if prices were rising 2 to 3%. When they're over 5%, Stephen Kent, the chief economist for the Long Island Association, tells me that means Long Islanders are feeling the pain. They're reducing their expenses because they have to pay more for gasoline.
Newsday business reporter James T. Medore, thanks for joining us.
Now for more Wallet Watch, go over to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, here's what's up on Long Island. If you like snakes, lizards, and turtles, check out the Nassau Reptile Expo at the Cradle of Aviation Museum in Uniondale on Saturday. It will feature hundreds of different species. The event runs from 9:30 to 4:30. The Long Island Pride Parade in Huntington kicks off on Sunday at noon at Clinton Avenue and Main Street. The event will include floats, marching bands, and classic cars. This year's theme is Unstoppable Pride. And a fun time in Franklin Square this weekend at the Long Island Bavarian Fest at Plattdeutsch Park Beer Garden. You'll be able to enjoy food, music, dancing, games, and more. All right, it's time for the best in high school sports, so here's Jared Valuzzi.
There were some amazing moments in Long Island Championship action all across spring sports, as well as a state champion crowned. That's exactly where we'll start, as Half Hollow Hills flag football was going against Shaker. And how about wide receiver Zoe Franks in the open field? She's going to make defenders miss with 3 spin moves. And Franks wasn't done yet. This time she's going to catch a touchdown pass from Samantha Heyman, and Hills won a state championship. And in baseball, how about Center Morich's pitcher Dan Gilroy saving some of his best stuff for the Long Island Championship game? He was phenomenal, as the righty had 11 strikeouts and Center Morich's took down Oyster Bay. And in another Long Island Baseball Championship game, Kings Park and Plain Edge, they are scoreless here, but Dylan Locasano with a big-time hit. He drills this one, and 2 runs will score for the Red Devils, and they go on to win the LIC. And in softball, Sophia Nicastro of Calhoun, her 14th strikeout seals the deal, and the Colts win the Long Island title. And we'll head over to lacrosse now. Cold Spring Harbor against Bayport. Audrey Davidian of the Seahawks with the save, and they get the victory. And in boys lax, Manhasset against Smithtown East. Cameron James threads the needle to Hunter Hughes, but the quick start for Manhasset would ultimately be the difference in this game, as we'll go to Will Mondiello for set. Look at this move from Mondiello. He's going to beat his defender and finish with the backhand, as Manhasset goes on to defeat Smithtown East. As those were some of the top moments from Long Island Championship action this past weekend. And now the surviving teams in boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse, baseball, and softball will look to bring home a state championship.
All right, let's take a look at your 7-day forecast to see how hot it will be this weekend. And it is going to be hot Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are into the 80s, but luckily we are staying dry. We won't have to deal with rain till Thursday, so it's going to be a nice one. Head out there.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
Now, for more on the stories you've seen here today, head over to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. I'm Ken Bufa, Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
Newsday investigates the explosion in illegal sex trafficking across Long Island.
It's amazing that in your own neighborhood have things pop up like this.
With illicit spas tucked away next to doctors' offices, dance studios, delis, and more.
You see them in Nassau County. They're all over. In Suffolk, they are in every town.
We explore the legal options and what can be done to stop it when there is sex next door. Now available at Newsday.com/sex next door. Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.